Has it ever happened to you that you've done everything right? You've been consistent with your calorie deficit. You've been working out at least 5 days a week. And you've been drinking enough water, and yet your weight loss has stalled. Even though you did everything right, the scale just didn't show it. It didn't move. And the reward for your hard work didn't come. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you some tips on how to deal with the weight loss plateau so that you don't get discouraged and so you don't do something that you would regret doing later on. When the weight loss stalls, the negative self-talk kicks in. Does it even make sense? Should I even be doing this? I'm trying so hard and it doesn't work. It must be my hormones, My metabolism is slow. Why even bother? And when this happens, we usually find comfort in food. And you know what that means. We overeat on foods that are very high in calories and are so tasty that we simply cannot stop eating. And then we crave for more and we start going from sweets to salty snacks and back to sweets until we're so full that we start to feel terrible. Whenever this happened to me, I almost always postponed my weight loss journey for a couple of days. I said to myself, well, that was bad. I gotta start over now. But this week is already lost, so I'm gonna start next Monday. And this always meant a couple more days of overeating. Sometimes it took me more than a month, to start over again. And during this time, my weight has always gone up again. So I think that it's very important to have the right approach for dealing with this weight loss plateau. First, we need to determine if this really is a plateau or is it just water retention. You see, water retention can mask your progress. You might be losing body fat, but you're accumulating water at the same time, and consequently, the scale doesn't show your real progress. This happens when we eat a bit more carbs and salty foods than we were eating before. And there's nothing wrong with that, The scale will move in the right direction. We just need to give it some time. So how do you know if you've really hit a weight loss plateau? Well, first ask yourself for how long the weight hasn't moved. If your weight has been stagnant for 3 to 4 weeks and you've been consistent with your diet and workouts, then this is a plateau. Anything under 2 weeks is not. It's probably just water retention. Another thing you should do before you make any adjustments to your diet or exercise routine is to make a checkup on your measurements. Has your waist circumference also stayed the same for 3 weeks or more? Or has the number went down? How do your clothes fit? Are they tight or are they getting more and more loose? You see, if your weight doesn't go down, but your clothes start to fit you better, then you're probably recomposing your body. You're losing fat and maybe even gaining some muscle. So you're basically getting fitter, but the scale doesn't show it, because of the water retention. That's why it's very important to also measure your waist size and not only your body weight. Now, if your weight hasn't moved down for 3 or more weeks, and your waist size, also stayed the same, then you might have actually reached a weight loss plateau. And if that's the case, don't worry, because I'm going to give you a few tips on what to do now to break out of plateau. There are basically 3 things you can do. You can either lower your calorie intake, increase your total daily energy expenditure, or take a short break. Now, what should you do? Here's my quick decision map that will help you take the right approach. First, ask yourself, how do you feel? Do you feel like you have good energy levels? Do you think that besides not losing weight, you're otherwise totally fine? If that's the case, then you can make a small reduction in your calorie intake. And don't go overboard, 100 to 150 calories less per day is most likely enough. If you think that you've been already eating very little and that eating even less would prevent you from ingesting enough nutrients and protein, then don't trim your calorie intake. In this case, try to increase your total daily energy expenditure by moving a little bit more, and this will help you out. You can introduce 2,000 to 3,000 extra steps per day and the scale should start moving, This should help you break out of your weight loss plateau. Now, if your energy levels are already low and you feel fatigue and you don't sleep well, then take a break for a week or two and eat enough to maintain your weight, You can even eat a little bit more for this week or two. Then after 2 weeks, introduce a calorie deficit again. Now, please keep in mind that I'm not a doctor. I'm just a regular 46-year-old man. I've lost 45 pounds in 2 months in my teens, and I was able to keep it off for more than 10 years. But then life happened, and slowly but surely I gained it all back. Mostly after having my first kid and not getting enough sleep anymore. Ever since then, I've been consistently trying to lose weight. And now, I actually hope that this is my final weight loss journey. Now, when the scale stopped moving, did you stay the course or did you tell yourself you'd start again on Monday, like I used to do? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, you might actually find this next one useful as well. It's about binge eating and how to prevent it and what to do if it happens anyway. Now, I hope you enjoyed this and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye-bye.